Hello everyone, this is Dr.P.Syamala from the Department of MBA IB, and coming to our today's topic, it is regarding Depositories Act 1996. Okay, so under Depositories Act we are going to learn about what is a depository, who are depository participants, who is an issuer, who is a beneficial owner, who is a registered owner, and finally security. Okay, so before going to the introduction part of this Depositories Act, I just want to tell you about the genesis or else the history of the Depositories Act. The earlier settlement system on Indian Stock Exchange was very inefficient at that time. So since the securities were in the physical form, this led to settlement delays, thefts, forgery, bad deliveries, and also added extra cost. Okay, so to wipe out all these problems, as I said before, like the delays, theft, forgery, bad deliveries, okay, added extra cost. In order to resolve all these problems, in order to wipe out all these problems, the Depository Act was passed in the year 1996. Okay, so basically, if we want to know why this is introduced, Depositories Act was introduced means before this act there is a physical form of securities. Okay, means a paper, a certificate, share certificate will be received by the investor when he purchased shares from the company. Okay, but after the introduction of this Depositories Act, we have changed from physical form to electronic form. Means shares were transferred as scrips. Okay, so scripts are nothing but the electronic form of the shares. And the Depositories Act initially came into force as an ordinance. Okay, as an ordinance only we have initially introduced this Depositories Act. So the act was first introduced in Lok Sabha as Depositories Bill 1996, and the bill was passed by Lok Sabha and then it was passed by the Rajya Sabha. The bill received President's assent on 7th January 1996. Okay, on 7th January. Okay, 7th January 1996. So through the assent of the President, Depository Bill Act was passed in the Parliament, and thereafter Government of India promoted the Depositories Ordinance 1995 on 7th January 1996. Previously it is an ordinance and now it has converted as an act. Okay, then if we see what is depository. Okay, what is a depository means? See, a depository means, according to the Depositories Act 1996, depository means a company formed and registered under the Companies Act 1956. Okay, so that is called as depository. Okay, first of all you try to understand what is a depository. A company formed and registered under the Companies Act, it is known as a depository. Okay, so any company is there, it want to convert into a depository, then it should be first registered in the Companies Act, which has been granted a certificate of registration. Okay, under section 12(1)(a) of the Securities and Exchange Board of India 1992, which is nothing but SEBI Act. Okay, so the company, if at all any company want to become a depository, means first of all it should be registered under the Companies Act, where it has to register in SEBI. Okay, SEBI gives the permission to this company as a depository, right? So that is a depository. And what is depository system? Means depository system is system whereby transfer of securities, this is the main thing, transfer of securities take place by means of book entry on the ledgers, okay, of the depository without physical movement of securities. Means depository system means, as I said before previously, we have physical share certificate, so and so company, so and so share number, everything will be there on the share. Physically it will be there, like a physical share certificate will be there, then a company name, our name, investor name, share number, everything will be there, which is a physical certificate on a paper. But now after this introduction of depository system, those physical, okay, these physical shares are now transferring as without physical movement as electronic system, as scriptless trading system. Okay, means electronic trading system. Scripts means, scripts are electronic form, scriptless means physical form. Okay, so here depository system is also known as scriptless trading system, means electronic system. Okay, here we are now not entering in books of our accounts. We are here transfer of securities takes place by means of book entry on ledgers of the depository without physical movement of securities. Okay, here no physical movement of securities will be seen, just we are accounting, we are entering the accounts of those particulars in the scriptless trading system, means in electronic form. That is depository system. Depository is a company. Depository system means scriptless trading system, electronic form, converting physical share into electronic share. And who are the constituents of depository system? Means there are basically 4 participants will be there. One is depository, we have studied now. Depository is the company. Okay, then the depository participants means the mediators or else the brokers. The depository participant will be there. Next, beneficial owner means the investor. Okay, beneficial owner will be the investor, and the issuing company is nothing but the issuer. Okay, issuer, here investor, here issuer, here the mediator, intermediary, investor, here intermediary, brokers. Okay, depository participants. Next one. So what is a depository? Means depository is an organization. Okay, depository is an organization like central bank where securities are held in electronic form at the investor's request. Okay, so what is a depository? Depository is an organization like central bank. Okay, as bank acts, how the bank acts, likewise depository acts. Okay, so we can deposit our money, we can deposit our gold in the bank. Okay, likewise we can deposit our securities, shares, scrips, bonds, debentures, everything in the organization. But in which form? Electronic form, at the investor's request. Okay, now it works as link between company and investors. Depository means it acts as a link between company and investors. See, first of all, depository, I'll tell you. Basically, there are 2 depository functions in India, right? Till now we are talking about depository. So depository is nothing but a company, an organization which have, see, company, Okay, it is applying to SEBI. Okay, the company or the organization is applying for SEBI for registration. Okay, so after registration is completed, then this company is now considered as a depository. In India, we have two depositories. Okay, so what are those? One is NSDL and the other one is the CDSL. NSDL means National Securities Depository Limited. National Securities Depository Limited. Other one is Central Depository Services Limited. Okay, so these are the two basic depositories in India. Under these only we will see BSE, NSE, okay, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange. Okay, all these can be seen. These are headed under these: National Securities Depository Limited and Central Depository Services Limited. Right now, so these are the two main depository functioning in India. Then what are those? NSDL, as I said before, CDSL and NSL. Okay, so National Securities Depository Limited is the first depository of the India which came into existence on December 12, 1995. Okay, Act came into existence in the year 1996, and before that we have this NSDL came into existence. Okay, and this NSDL was promoted by Industrial Development Bank of India, which is known as IDBI, UTI, and National Stock Exchange. NSE is under National Securities Depository Limited. Okay, and commenced its operations on November 8th, 1996. Okay, so NSDL is one of the depository in India, and it is promoted by the IDBI, UTI, NSE, and moreover all these comes under this NSDL. Okay, so IDBI, State Bank of India, HDFC, Dutch Bank, Axis, Citibank, Standard Chartered Bank, Hong Kong and Shanghai, Oriental Bank, Union Bank, Dena Bank, Canara Bank. Okay, all these are under the National Securities Depository Limited. Now if we see about CDSL, okay, so CDSL means Central Depository Securities Limited, came into existence on February 1999. Okay, and flagged off its operations on July 1999, and this is promoted by SDSL was CDSL was promoted by the Bombay Stock Exchange, and NSDL is National Stock Exchange. Okay, jointly with leading banks such as State Bank, HDFC, Bank of India. See, all these are the promoted ones. Okay, so all these are under this CDSL. So basically two depositors are there in India. Okay, one is NSDL and the other is the CDSL. Under NSDL we have NSE also, National Stock Exchange, and under CDSL we will see the BSE. Okay, Bombay Stock Exchange. So this is depository. Under these primary depositories, BSE and NSE will be there, right? So there the trading will be done under BSE and NSE. Okay, then we are seeing the features of depository, so these are all the features. Okay, these are all the features of the depository. What does a depository means? So for this, these are all the features. Okay, so first one is, it is an organization like central bank where securities are held in electronic form with investors' request. Now another one is, it works as link between the company and investors. Okay, so there is a company and there is also an investor. So if investor want to invest in a company, so what is the link? Means depository is the link. Okay, so why? Because see here, company will be there, depository will be here, and investor will be here. Okay, so company want to go for public issue, so it will through depositories it will go for public issue. Okay, and if this investor want, he can purchase from depositories, but in between depositories and investor we will have depository participant. Okay, so those are the investors. Here through these depository participants only we will open the demat account, and through these depository participant we will invest our amount in the depositories. Okay, in this company through depositories and depository participants. Okay, then company will issue sell the shares to this investor, and investor will purchase this company's shares. But in middle we will see depository and depository participants. Okay, so we can say that depository acts as link between company and investor. At present there are two depositories, one is NSDL and the other one is the CDSL. Next one is, this is about the NSDL and this is about the CDSL. So who is a depository participant? Okay, depository participants are the agents of a depository or intermediaries, okay, between the depository and investors. Okay, they act as a intermediaries, agents, depository participants. Okay, so for example, we all know that we have Zerodha. Okay, Zerodha or else Angel Brokering. Okay, Zerodha, Angel, Upstocks, likewise so many are there. Okay, so they are given license to operate by a depository. License is given to these depository participants. A license is given by the depository. Okay, because they act as intermediary between the depository, between the company and investors. And examples as I given, Zerodha, Angel, Upstocks, here Sharekhan, likewise many of them were there. Now, who can be a depository participant means, see, in terms of Depositories Act 1996, SEBI regulations 1996, only the following entities are eligible. Okay, so who are those means? Financial institutions, banks including approved foreign bank, custodians. Okay, I'll tell you what are custodians. Okay, stockbrokers, clearing corporations. We have studied clearing corporations in previous class in SECRA. Okay, and non-banking finance company, a registrar to an issue or share transfer agent. Okay, so those are all the depository who are eligible to become a depository participant. Now coming to beneficial owner. So who is a beneficial owner? So all these are the depository participant, okay, beneficial owner, register owner. All these are the participants, or else these are all the persons who are involved in this Depository Act. Okay, we can call them as the main players in the Depository Act. So who is the beneficial owner? Beneficial owners are the investors, okay, of securities who has availed the services of depository participants, because he is investing his money on the shares or scrips. Scrips are nothing but electronic shares. So a beneficial owner is the real owner, okay, of the securities who has lodged his securities with the depository. Lodging is nothing but he is giving his securities. He is to record keeper. He is giving all his securities, okay, within the depository. They are also called as client depository, client of depository, and depository participant. So beneficial owner, investor, can also be named as a client of depositories or depository participants. And the issuing company. So what is the issuing company? Issuing company is organization which issues securities. So as I said before, company will be there, depository will be there, depository participant will be there, investor will be there. So these organizations, see here, company, depositor, depository participant, okay, and investor. Okay, so company is the organization which issues securities. This is the company issuing the securities, and investor is the person who buys those securities. Okay, it maintains a register for recording the names. So definitely company should maintain the register for recording the names of the registered owners. Means not registered owner means investor is known as beneficial owner, but who is registered owner? Depositor is considered as the registered owner. Okay, so it maintains a register for recording the names of the registered owners of securities. Why purchasing is done by investor, but why company is recording this depository as a registered owner means, see, company is through depositories and depository participants, it is selling and buying its selling its shares. Okay, so therefore here it will enters the registers, it will enter the names of these depositories. So that is why he is considered as a registered owner. Okay, and this depository will maintain registers of depository participants. Okay, so this depository will also maintain registers. It also records the names of different depository participants. Okay, and this obviously this depository participant will also maintain register of investors. Okay, so likewise company maintains a register for recording the names of the registered owners of securities and the depositors. So concepts related to depository system, okay, later on we will study. But now coming to till now we have studied about the main players in the depository system, and what is depository system we have till now studied. And coming to here, see, if we see the introduction, okay, so introduction of depositories. So depositories are institutions that hold securities, okay, of investors in dematerialized form or else electronic form. Till now we have studied that only. Depositories means previously physical share certificates were there, but now through this Depository Act, okay, dematerialization is came into existence, which is nothing but electronic form of certificates of the investors, securities of the investors. Okay, so there are two depositories in our country, namely NSDL and CDSL. Okay, so under each depository there are registered depository participants, okay, which provide various services to investors. Like what services are provided by the depositories means opening of their accounts, maintaining of a demat account, and dematerialization of shares, etc. So first of all, what is it is doing under depository system? Okay, there are registered depository participants. So these registered depository participants, they will provide services like how to open their, okay, in opening their account opening, maintaining demat account, because if at all any investor want to invest his money in securities means definitely he has to open a demat account, that too not with company or else not with the depository, only with the depository participant he has to open the account. Then only that demat account will dematerialize his shares, which is nothing but changing physical shares into electronic form. Okay, so as we have studied, there are prominently two depository functions in India, which are NSDL and CDSL. Now the inception of depository system, which is nothing but the establishment. Okay, inception means establishment of depository system in Indian capital market has been started during 90s. So due to theft, forgery, mutilation, okay, of certificates, means damage of certificates, all these may be caused for physical certificates. So in order to come out of that, okay, in order to obviate that, in order to remove these problems, Depository Act came into existence. Okay, 1996 was passed, okay, with regulations. Now if we have studied all these things, and now if we see concepts related to, and before this, see here, company should maintain a register. As I explained before, first of all company will be there, next depositories will be there, okay, depositories will be there, then depository participants will be there, and beneficial owner will be there. Okay, so first of all if we see the company, so what will company do? Company will maintain a register. Register of what names? Means names containing of depositories. Okay, so what are those depositories? Means one is NSDL and the other one is CDSL. Okay, then under these only we will see BSc and NSc. Okay, BSc and NSc, right? So these are the depositories. Then these this company registered their names in those books of accounts, in company's books of accounts. So in company's books of accounts, depositors are known as the registered owners. Okay, registered owners of securities, right? Now if we see about depositories, so depositories register their name, maintain a register of whose name, means depository participant names will be registered in depositories register. Okay, so the depositories, maybe as I explained before, Zerodha is the example. Okay, then so this is a intermediary for the investor and for the depository. Okay, so these depository participants, okay, they will maintain a register of investors. Okay, beneficial owner, he is known as investor, is known as the beneficial owner.